Hello and welcome back to the Britta Corsilius podcast, a space for embodiment, the nervous system, and honest human transformation. In the last episode, we explored somatic practice and stillness. What it means to feel your body from the inside when you are not doing very much on the outside, and why that can be both powerful and confronting. Today, I want to talk about something that is very present for many of us, and especially me, and that is pain and discomfort. I have been in pain for most of my life and also been told that I would not have anything and that I just fantasize this pain, which is very real. Because it took very long for me to get diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And so I know pain and discomfort quite well, and embodiment was the first thing that actually helped me to come to terms and to find a different relationship with my body. So today we will explore how to relate to physical and emotional pain through the body without overwhelming ourselves, why our nervous system sometimes amplifies pain as protection, and how to begin working with discomfort in a way that is honest and kind rather than heroic and harsh. This is a deepening of the practice on purpose pillar in the stabilizing phase in the sacred embodiment pathway. When we hear the word pain, most of us think of damage. Something is broken or injured, inflamed, or structurally wrong. Sometimes that is true and important, especially with acute injuries, infections, or new intense symptoms. In those cases, medical support is essential, and somatic work is something we add around the medical care, not instead of it. So I would like for you to acknowledge as well with me here that somatic work can be really beneficial even in long-term pain experiences, but it should always be only an addition. It is really important to have a multi-speciality approach. Research also shows us that in many forms of chronic pain, the nervous system itself becomes more sensitive. Like a smoke alarm that goes off not only for fire, but also for toast. This is often called sensitization. Pain pathways in the brain and spinal cord become more reactive. Nerves fire more easily. The body interprets more signals as threatening. And of course, you also have learned that when you do this movement, that pain will come. The pain is very, very real. But it is not always a direct reflection of tissue damage in that moment. It is a reflection of your nervous system's history and current state. From a sacred embodiment perspective, this means that your body is not necessarily broken. It is protective. It is trying to keep you away from what it perceives as too much. That doesn't make pain easy, but it changes how we relate to it. And sometimes in movement especially, we see this when we go into certain postures where the body remembers the pain that it has caused before. And so it will brace more to not go into that pain pattern again, but therefore it will pain more. Because bracing starts paining after some time. Many of us have been taught to relate to pain and discomfort with a kind of war language. We have to fight the pain, push through it, beat it, or conquer it. And again, I give you this example of no pain, no gain. Sometimes in very specific contexts, pushing a little can be useful. For example, in physiotherapy with clear guidance after an injury or when gently building strength. But when your nervous system is already sensitized, constantly forcing yourself through pain can confirm to your system that the world is not safe. Increase stress and muscle tension, that is the bracing I was speaking of. Make you more vigilant and fearful of sensations, and sometimes increase pain over time actually. From a nervous system view, it is like shouting at a scared animal to stop being scared. It might get quiet for a moment, but it doesn't usually build real trust. Somatic work offers a different perspective, relationship instead of battle, trust instead of fear. In somatic approaches, we are not trying to glorify pain or pretend it's all wisdom. We are also not trying to get rid of it at all costs. Instead, we rather ask, what if this pain or discomfort is actual part of how our system is trying to protect us? We also may ask, is there any way that we can be in some contact with it without either fusing with it or dissociating from it? And the basic ingredients of a somatic posture towards pain are: number 1, orientation to safety first. Before you turn toward pain, you orient to something that feels neutral or slightly resourcing. The room, the support under you, your breath, a sense of being held. This gives your system a reference point that is not only pain. Number 2, small doses. We had that before. It is titration. You visit the area of pain or discomfort in small amounts, and then you come back to something supportive. Then visit it again. You don't dive in and stay there for 20 minutes. Number 3, describing instead of judging. You practice describing sensations, as in the vocabulary that we have built with the interoception, which is maybe pulsing, stabbing, hot, tight, dull, buzzing, tingling, without immediately attaching this is terrible, or this will never end, or this is intense pain. And so I would like to ask you, how does your pain feel? Do you know which quality it has, how big it is, where it is, and which layers it is? Can we bring more nuance to the pain? Can we show how it is different from other pain? And number 4, always and always again, the permission to stop. At any point, you are allowed to stop the practice, move, shift position, or distract yourself if it is getting too much. Pushing through overwhelm is not somatic work. It's literally re-traumatizing your body. So you would like to create safety in your body, and therefore you need to keep your body safe. And that happens in relationship. Let's put this into action, shall we? If it feels safe enough and you're not in the middle of something that needs your full attention, you are very welcome to try a short exploration with me. If this is not the right moment, just listen and come back another time. Pick a level of discomfort that feels mild to moderate, not your most intense pain. This could be, for example, a tension in your neck or jaw, tightness in your chest, a familiar ache in your back, or even an emotional heaviness somewhere. I today will go into this exercise with you together with my kind of stiff shoulder after I laid on it very weirdly, and it hurts a lot. So let's see if I can make a little bit of more befriending happen here as well. First, feel where your body is supported, either the chair, floor, bed, or cushion. I am in a chair today. Let yourself rest into that support by 1 or 2%. And take one slightly longer exhale than usual. Notice one area of your body that feels relatively neutral or okay. Maybe your hands, your feet, your thighs, or the contact with the ground. And allow your attention to rest there for a few breaths. Then, gently bring your attention to the area of discomfort. You might place a hand nearby if that feels comforting, or simply imagine breathing around it. See if you can describe what you feel as if you were a curious scientist. Is it sharp, dull, tight, burning, heavy, buzzing? Is it big or small? Is it still or changing? Spend maybe 10 to 20 seconds with it, not more for now. And then intentionally bring your attention back to the neutral okay area. Feel your hands or your feet again. Feel the support under you. Notice your breath. You can imagine that the discomfort is still there somewhere, but your attention does not have to be glued to it. And for me, it often helps when I give myself grace and I feel that whatever attention I bring to this place of pain, I give it my kindness and my love as well. I tell it, it's okay that you are there right now. I stop fighting you. And if it feels okay for you, if this experience right now felt okay, you may repeat this cycle once more. You put your anchor, you go for a brief moment into your discomfort, and then you come back to your comfortable anchor. And remember, if at any point it's too much, skip the discomfort part and stay with your anchor. That is also valid somatic work, showing your system that you have options. And whenever you are ready, allow your attention to widen again to the room, to the sounds and your surroundings. In our conversation today, it is very important to also name that there are times when this kind of direct somatic work with pain is absolutely not appropriate or not something to do alone. And that is, for example, when you have new, intense, or rapidly worsening pain that hasn't been checked medically. Or when you are in the middle of a medical emergency. Or when focusing on pain leads quickly to dissociation, panic, self-harm urges, or feeling completely out of control. Remember, this work, and especially here in the podcast, is for small things that you can do in your self-practice. In those situations, your first line of support is medical care and/or therapeutic support. Somatic work can be added later in a more health setting. You are never, and really never, required to face all your pain to be doing embodiment. And if someone tells you this, please run away fast. Sometimes the most embodied thing is to acknowledge your limits and seek help. Because that also means that you keep your body safe. Developing a somatic relationship with pain and discomfort doesn't magically cure everything. And I want to be honest about that. Yet, over time, many people notice shifts like feeling a bit less afraid of sensations, even when they are unpleasant. Or noticing earlier when tension is building so they can respond sooner. They may also be able to differentiate between pain that signals danger and pain that is familiar and not an emergency. And they also may experience moments where pain stays the same, but suffering around it decreases a little. Some research and clinical experience suggests that improving your capacity to feel from within in a mindful, titrated way can support emotional regulation and, for some, gently shift how pain is processed over time. Again, this is not about blaming you if pain doesn't change. It's about offering an extra doorway. And the relationship with this pain become a little less hostile and a little bit more informed. Within the sacred embodiment pathway, we see this in notice. You become more aware of how pain and discomfort actually feel rather than only how you think about them. Then befriend, you start to see pain not only as an enemy to eradicate, but as a signal in a protective system. And then the stabilize, where you experiment with small, safe enough ways to visit discomfort while anchored in support. And the integration of all of that over time, because this can affect how you respond to flare-ups, how you pace yourself, and how you talk to yourself on hard days. If you live with chronic pain or ongoing symptoms, you don't have to do this alone. There are therapists and somatic practitioners and programs specifically focused on nervous system aware work with pain. If you are curious, you can always check my website or the show notes for resources that might support you. As we close, I'd like to offer a very gentle invitation. Choose one small, familiar discomfort in your daily life. Maybe it's your jaw tension or a shoulder tightness or a heaviness in your chest. And once this week, try the pattern we practiced today. Orient yourself to support. Find an anchor that feels okay. Visit the discomfort for a few seconds with curiosity. Then return to your anchor. You don't have to do this with your most intense pain. You also don't have to do it every day. Let it be more an experiment and not a test. And you are very welcome to say to your body, I am not here to fight you. I am here to listen a little bit at a time and trying to understand what you say. Thank you for being here and for your courage in even considering a different relationship with pain. In the next episode, we will move into somatic work with emotions. How feelings like anger, sadness, or fear live in the body, and how to meet them without getting lost in them. I am Britta, and this was the Britta Corzilius podcast. I'm wishing you a week where, even if pain is present, you can find at least one small moment of support and companionship inside yourself.